Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. We're joined today by Amber Gaige, the founder of Far Beyond Marketing, a third-generation entrepreneur and a plumber's daughter. Amber specializes in helping small business owners and entrepreneurs achieve growth through clear, actionable marketing strategies. She's the creator of the 4 C's of Effective Marketing Framework and the author of the new international best-selling book, The Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook. With over 20 years of experience working with entrepreneurs, Amber brings a wealth of practical, no-nonsense insights to the table. Welcome to the show, Amber.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to focus on helping small business owners with their marketing?
Sure. I mean, really, it was an order of birth, right? I mean, we grew up very humbly, and as you mentioned, a plumber's daughter. And after spending years in entrepreneurship in a family owned and operated business, and also after selling my first company to private equity back in 2018, I just discovered that entrepreneurs and small business owners are my heart. I love those people. They are my people. And I believe that everyone has a dream. And if I can help enough people to achieve their dreams, then I don't have to worry about achieving my own. So I just truly have a heart for entrepreneurs.
I hear it. And you've developed the 4 C's of Effective Marketing Framework. Can you break that down for our listeners? What are the 4 C's and why are they so crucial for small business success?
Absolutely. I found that after working with entrepreneurs for about 20 years, they really didn't understand what was important to focus on in their marketing. So here we go. The first C is clear copy, knowing how to talk about your business in a way that people will shut up and listen, making sure that you are differentiating yourself from the competition. I'm a huge fan of Donald Miller's story brand. I'm a certified story brand coach. So I love to take people through how to actually turn their brand into a brand story. The second C is consistent branding, knowing where and when to put your brand out there so that people have an emotional response to it and they can find you when they need you is crucial. I talk about this a lot in my book. There's a lot of different strategies for branding versus marketing. The third C is customer demographic. Who's actually paying your bills? How do you know who you should market to? Big important thing when it comes to your branding and knowing who to put your brand in front of. And then the last C is channel management, making sure that you have a rinse and repeat and a way to upsell to your clients again and again and again so that you're not in the dreaded turn 'em and burn 'em type of cycle. So that's the 4 C's.
I love it. Amber, thank you so much for explaining it. Many small business owners struggle with limited marketing budgets. What are some cost-effective strategies that they can implement to see real results?
I love this question because I believe that the way that you start with your marketing is by bootstrapping it, right? You don't have to start with a multi-million dollar budget. In fact, many businesses are self-funded. So kissing babies and shaking hands, getting out in the community, making sure that you are networking with your BNI groups, your chamber of commerce, your other small business like-minded professionals so that your name is getting out there on a local level. You know, we know that people do business with others that they know, like, and trust. And essentially, when you're starting your business, you're selling yourself and you're selling your reputation. So don't be afraid of what I like to call guerrilla warfare marketing. Get out there, get scrappy, and make it personal.
That's great. Great advice. And you have unique perspective coming from a family of entrepreneurs. We've talked about this before. How has that influenced your approach to marketing and the advice that you give to your clients?
You know, I think that one of the differences is that I believe that marketing and operations should not be, that they should be aligned. Marketing, operational goals should inform your marketing. Too oftentimes, people will do marketing that has nothing to do with their business growth goals. And marketing is actually the gasoline in the sales tank of the business. So I think that your marketing should absolutely tie in with what you're trying to accomplish in the next 90 days. Make a plan, make it consistent, and make sure that it's layered.
Well, again, I'm chatting with Amber Gaige, the author of the best-selling 4 C's of Effective Marketing Framework and the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook. It's an incredible guide and strategy and certainly an important approach. And Amber, I have to be honest, in today's digital age, there are so many, almost an overwhelming number of marketing channels that are available. How do you help entrepreneurs determine which channels are the right fit for their specific business and target audience?
We give everyone a free 45-minute consultation to learn about their business because every business is unique. And you're right, there are endless mixes of marketing tactics that should be put underneath a consolidated strategy. So when we look at the industry, we look at the size of business, we look at the life cycle, we look at the business goals, we come up with a customized plan that may include a diversity of options from social media to direct mail to digital marketing. Half the time we tell people what not to do as much as we tell them what to do. So it really does depend on what industry they're in and what their goals are. And let's be honest, there's always the big B word, the budget.
The budget. We talked a little bit about that budget piece in a moment. What are some of the biggest marketing mistakes that you see small business owners make? And I guess more importantly, how can they avoid them?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the biggest mistakes people make are running paid ads too soon without a properly optimized website. It's really a waste of money when you're going to not be able to capitalize on online leads that you're sending to your site. So I like to tell people, let's think about the website and let's think about where your business is before we start putting money in the top of the sales funnel for paid ads. Another thing that they run the risk of is turning over the control of their marketing assets to third parties that they can't get back. So they don't know how to make changes to their website and they're held hostage. So always make sure that you're in the driver's seat when it comes to the assets that you purchased and that you own as a business owner. And then lastly, is lack of diversification in your marketing. You should have at least 3 or 4 different layers to your marketing at any point in time. If you don't, and one of those goes down, you're in trouble.
Indeed. Such great advice. Again, chatting with Amber Gaige. And Amber, we're going to continue our conversation in just a moment. But a reminder for our listeners, we got a great sponsor here on the program. It's Laura Cachabon-Gerace from Coldwell Banker Stratford Place Real Estate for all of your Chicagoland real estate needs. She is the subject matter expert on the topic of residential real estate. I encourage you to look her up and give her a ring. We've got to squeeze in a quick break. A lot more small business jobs and entrepreneurship when we come back in just a moment. Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship, which is exactly what I've been chatting about with our guest, Amber Gaige. She's the founder of Far Beyond Marketing, a third-generation entrepreneur, and as we've been discussing earlier, a plumber's daughter. We have been talking about the 4 C's of effective marketing framework that she has created and her new international best-selling book, the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook. Amber, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So brand is a really important thing that I think a lot of small business owners kind of overlook. They think that brand is something for the big name, the Fortune 100 companies, and so on. But how important is it, Amber, for small businesses to develop a strong brand identity, and what steps can they take to achieve that?
Oh, it's so incredibly important. And you're going to find that this is something that gets debated so often among professional marketers. What's more important, your marketing tactics or your branding? I'm going to tell you that the brand is the wind in the sails of your marketing. Branding can trump marketing any day of the week. If you have a strong brand, if you have a consistent brand, if you have a memorable brand, if you have a funny brand, whatever your brand archetype is, and yes, that's a thing, you need to put some thought into that as a business owner, then your brand is going to make people feel a certain way when they encounter it. And that's what draws them to do business with you. So some of the ways that you can develop a great brand strategy is to do a story brand session where you are actually developing what the process is for working with you, the unique story, the unique selling proposition that your company offers. You can develop your brand standards, set colors, hex codes, fonts, etc. Never deviate from that because if you confuse, you lose. And then finally, you consistently develop your elevator speech, or what we call the one-liner, where you know how to talk about your business in a way that people will shut up and listen, and you can talk about your business consistently again and again and again.
Amazing. Amber, I know you have so much knowledge that's relevant for all kinds of businesses. And again, mostly our entrepreneurs and small business owners listening to the program, they often feel overlooked and forgotten. So it's just awesome to have this guidebook, the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook. Tell our listeners a little bit about the book and I guess equally as important, how they can find it.
Oh, yes. The whole reason for writing the guidebook was so that small business owners would have literally a back pocket guide that they could take with them into any meeting and feel empowered and informed, at least about the basics of marketing. So that was the passion behind writing the book. You can find it on Amazon. You can also find it on my website, and you can download a free chapter.
Well, free is always a good thing for entrepreneurs. Absolutely. So, Amber, we're coming to the conclusion of our conversation. What's the one action item you want our listeners to put into practice in the week ahead? And once again, how can we get in touch with you?
Absolutely. You can get in touch with me on any of the social media channels and my website, farbeyondmarketing.com or ambergaige, Gaige.com. The one thing I want you to put in practice this week is to download our free marketing planner from our Entrepreneurial Toolkit landing page. Map out your marketing between now and the rest of the year. It's not too late. Think about what your brand message needs to be, your calls to action, and where you're going to put them. It's a free downloadable Excel spreadsheet. Go do it, be proactive, and never give up.
I love it, Amber Gaige. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. I've learned so much, and I know our listeners will as well. We are going to link in our show notes, make it easy for people to get in touch with you. But that's a wrap for us this week on the show, all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. Remember, you can always get on my website, syklein.com. That's where you can find links to our past guests, find out how to get in touch with me, and I'd love to hear from our listeners. And remember, you can always get on your favorite podcast app. Just be sure, my friends, that you subscribe, rate, review, and share so you don't miss a single episode of the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. We've been on the air for about 12 years. We've got a lot of content and a lot of information that you don't want to miss. So we'll be back next Sunday right here on AM 560 The Answer, wherever podcasts can be found. I'd love to hear from you. Get in touch with me. What a great lineup we've had here this week, and I can't wait to be back with you next Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on AM 560 The Answer. To success, let's get down to business. Have a great week.